one of the dressers, she gave me this big, ugly headband. Like, not headband, it was like a headband of this big, exaggerated flower. And I went over, and I felt this, like my heart sank. Because I realized, like, this is going to be my first feature film in theaters. Is this going to be my first introduction to the world? Like, I don't really, like, I was so embarrassed to wear it. And I started freaking out because I was like, this is my first, like, until now I've done only commercials and features like indie films. But this was my first big film. So I was kind of scared of, like, oh my gosh, should I say anything, should I not? But the world's going to be introduced to me, like, that's what I'm going to do. So
your actress persona, like, kind of ego took a hold.
No, it wasn't the ego. Maybe a little bit.
Without further ado, here we go for part 2 of this portrait. So, Marni, you're working on your second feature film now.
Yeah.
But we're going to come back to that in a minute. I think first, let's go to the first feature film, which is out in theaters currently, called Matchmaker in English. Matchmaking in English. Bachurim Tovim, or Good Men.
I know.
In Hebrew.
I think they want to do Goodfellas, and they realize there's already a big...
That is a taken title.
Instead of Colette...
Right. All right, let's do this. Oh, man, I'm nervous to start.
Why?
It's a bad sign.
I think because we just had to probably start with the cameras, and then we just needed...
That's probably it.
Yeah. Ah, it's okay. It happens all the time.
So tell me about that experience filming the feature film, which is now on the track to Award Town.
So it's pretty crazy. It's pretty insane. I never imagined myself doing a big film. I always imagined I'd be doing theater, but I'm happy to be here. And it really, I didn't realize how big it was going to be, and I'm just really happy. Grateful that it's happened because it's brought me so many new opportunities.
Why do you not think it was going to be as big, or maybe I should say, why are you so surprised? Like,
I think it's because in the Israeli pop culture, there's already been so many movies and TV shows now about the Haredi ultra orthodox community. And I think they would see it and be like, oh, just another one, like the Ashtitzel, she said, unorthodox, unorthodox, so and more. There's so many.
It's a pretty
exactly
market.
So I thought, okay, but just look at it and be, oh, it's another one. But I don't know, there's something about the movie that's just very, first of all, the writing is phenomenal. And it's funny, it's light. And I think it's the first time that you see a romantic comedy. Because until now, Israeli films have always been, if it's not death, war, or tragedy, it's automatically a comedy. It slapstick humor. Which is fine. That's just
that's
that's the Israeli style. But this is the first time that you pass something that's actually not slapstick humor. It's actually a quality story that involves around love, family, and just people trying to find their place. And I think a lot of people can resonate with that, where they're just trying to find their person, they're trying to find their mark in this world, and you want to follow your heart, especially when everyone tells you no. Don't do this. This is what we think is best for you. But sometimes at the end of the day, So I think a lot of people can resonate with that. And also just to have the things of family and the dynamics of your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, friends, coworkers. And it's just, I think they also never see a romantic comedy featuring Orthodox people, I think, as well.
The actors are Orthodox?
No, I mean, in the sense, the storyline, like, because most Orthodox stories are about trauma and leaving the religion or being super invested into it. And I think it's nice to finally see a love story where it's just two people who want to be together.
Well, I know your kind of your own history with Judaism is like somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
So how did that fit? I mean, tell me about how that kind of works in with your character and your experience bringing that community to life.
Well, first of all, I grew up in a religious household, modern Orthodox, you could say. Like, my father's a Volkshuber. He was traditional, but then became more observant after he married my mom. And my mom converted, actually. She was a completely different religion. She was Irish Catholic. So when they got married, my parents, and they wanted to make a home that was Jewish and religious. And I think we went to Beit Shemesh, so not Beit Shemesh. If anyone knows, it's generally a very religious town. And so growing up, I grew very religious. I did go to Beit Chapel for a few years, but, I would go to the movies, go on trips overseas, also Nader's grandparents. So, there was a world, I knew there was a world out there. And then over the years, I think I had my own challenges I had in where I realized I was kind of frustrated with God. I had my own journey, let's say, and I had ups and downs in religion where I was less religious and then became more religious again and questioned it again and come back. And now I keep Shabbat, I keep Kashrut, but I still feel very identified. I strongly identify as a Jewish person. Also religiously, religion, I may not be as, religious as I was when I was younger, but I definitely feel more stronger as a person. I think that the tradition and that the things that we keep are our key tools to survival. And also I love it because I see a lot of beauty in it. I love the idea of Shabbat. I love getting together and putting everything on the side. I've been working through the entire week just for 25 hours. And now that when we brought this movie out, it was actually kind of nice I felt very proud of my background. There was no shame. I think these times said I wouldn't shut up about, I'm related at the
No problem.
He brought us.
Who brought that?
Yeah, of course I did.
Were there other people with a similar background to you?
Yeah, no, there are a lot of people who grew up religious and just didn't stop becoming religious. And then there are people who grew up traditional, but the majority of the cast is not religious at all, which is very fascinating.
How, do you think that they did justice to the community and their character and that perspective?
In some ways, yes, I think they did. I think for the most part, from what I've seen, because I didn't grow up already, but I've been surrounded by three communities all my life. Me, my school, my cousins, my family. So I think there were some things that were maybe a bit off, such slight differences that no one would notice.
Unless you knew.
Yeah, unless you knew.
Right.
But I think, I don't know, I think it worked. Also, they had experts on set, which was really fun. It's just as hard people.
Just like the token cringe.
Exactly. No, the one, Doctor was funny. I remember when I went on set, I felt the character I played, her name was Naomi Friedlander. So she's supposed to be, she's the protagonist of the book, and she is our leading man, Moti Bell said, is looking to find this person who's the sheriff. And everyone's trying to set him up with this girl from Lakewood, with Friedlander, and everyone's pressuring, saying, this is the girl, this is it. She's young, she's beautiful, talented, comes to a super wealthy family. You'll never have to worry a day in your life if you say just to guess her. And he goes, I don't want to spoil it, but he is pressured to say yes sir throughout this entire movie. And I forgot I was pretty up with this.
How they brought their character.
Oh yeah, so basically, they gave me these beautiful costumes where I felt like Princess Diana, like this gorgeous white and black gowns. Just to the nines, very wealthy, very classy, sophisticated. And I remember before we went on set to film, one of the dressers, she gave me this big, ugly headband. Not headband, it was a headband of this big, exaggerated flower. And I remember, and I felt this, my heart sank. Because I realized, this is going to be my first feature film in theaters. Is this going to be my first introduction to the world? I don't really I was so embarrassed to wear it, and I started freaking out because I was like, this is my first, until now I've done only commercials and features on indie films, but this was my first big film, so I was kind of scared of oh my gosh, should I say anything, should I not, but the world's going to be introduced to me that's what I'm going to do, so.
your actress persona, ego took a hold.
No, it wasn't the ego, maybe a little bit, but it was I don't feel comfortable or confident wearing this, Naomi is a classy woman. She's a classy young woman, and I don't think she'd be walking around looking, with the headband that a 12-year-old would wear. But she's going on a shit up.
That was wrong.
Yeah, she's going on a shit up date. She is #1 rate. She is the most wanted bachelorette in the dating scene. I don't think she would be wearing that. Neither would Martin, but neither would Naomi. So I went to, I sent it, and I was like, I took a huge risk because I was so scared of speaking up. But then I took a deep breath and I asked the costume designer, "Hey, I'm really sorry. Like, I feel uncomfortable saying this, that I don't think Naomi would wear this." And maybe I should phrase it differently, but she looks annoyed. She goes, "Okay, let's go check with the experts." So they go to the experts that and it's like they're actually really cute. It's this furry ultra orthodox couple who will help the writers with the storyline, the plot, and writing, making sure that they get all the facts straight. And they asked, like, the costume designer said, would she wear this headband of the day? Like, kind of like with the gum in her mouth, like, you know what I mean? Like, no, like not really cared, but like also assy. And they said, I don't know. Well, yes, her son, and their son is there hanging out. He's like 20 years old. He's like, it's in the Daisy. He goes, would you date a girl who wear this? And he goes, no, my 12-year-old sister would wear that. And they're like, okay, then don't wear it. And I didn't get to have to wear it in the end. And I remember feeling so relieved because it would have told.
It's just wrong.
No, I didn't feel as confident. She's supposed to be this young, confident woman who knows that she's the most wanted girl.
How, like, so I know in we kind of talked a little bit about the new movie that you're working on.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that, like, how often do the actors make changes to the script, or to their character, or to, you know what I mean? Like, is that a constant negotiation with the creators, or do you have typically more control than people might think?
It really depends on the project. Because some projects, the writers are very strict and said, no one touch it. What I say goes. And then some days, and in some projects, the director and the writer will give them more freedom. And it really depends. But some people are more easygoing with the flow of like, here, what do you think about this? You know what? Here's the script, but if you like change some of the lines or paraphrase it, whatever feels natural to you, that's fine. So we just
definitely get the point out.
Yeah, no, but some people are very strict and some people are not, and that's how it's fine. But with this particular project, the director and the writers said, listen, we're going to make some changes. Tell us what you think. And
Nice.
No, our job as an actor is not to change the script. Our job is to come and help bring these characters to life. We're not the director, we're not the writer, unless it's our own show. You know what I mean? We're not paying to have this produced. We're just here to help be part of it. Right. And I think a lot of actors forget that. And no, but I understand with No, but I think but also there's the beauty of saying, you can also just always say, hey, I think for my character, this would make sense if she said this or did that. You can always say, hey, can I add a suggestion? And that also works. I made, so like with the costume design, I said, hey, I don't think Yami will be wearing this headband. So like for this trip, the director's like, feel free to make changes. And the writer was there. We just had to get his approval, so it worked, you know?
Right.
And so we changed a lot of the script. It was still the same storyline, but we just revamped some of the wordings because it just didn't, like for me personally, I had to change some things because the way it was written I didn't feel like it was natural for me just to roll off my tongue. So we made some changes and it was fine.
So with the new film, A Spiritual Retreat. So back in your second feature film, A Spiritual Retreat, and you played a very different character.
I don't know if I should spoil it.
Maybe just kind of hints a little bit.
I played Linda, this very young, beautiful, emotionally unstable woman, and she is part of this facility, which is called the Brandy Institute. And it's an education facility where they give lectures based on ethics, and it's also like a nice getaway for people to go away for the weekend and learn while they're away. And here she's part of the coordinator. She isn't teaching, but she is, the person who organizes everything, make sure that everything's in place. And I think she had a thing with one of the characters in the past, and he obviously moved on with his life, but she's still holding on to that, thinking that maybe there is a shot. So she's the kind of person that, whether it's reality or not, she'll do everything in her power to make sure that she will get what she wants. So She starts off quite, a little bit of a weak link, but she realizes her power and her strength throughout the film, and she kind of surprises everybody at the end. And that's all I'll say.
Well, so okay, now you recently got married. It was awesome.
Thank you.
And it's like, so you're in this like post-wedding bliss and like honeymoon phase, and then at the same time you have to channel this character from his feeling. That's like,
Rejected. Right.
do you ever like get to set and like question if you're portraying it right? Like if you're in it, like, or do you just have like emotional whiplash from the morning when you get to the set to the night when you go home?
I, you know, oh, thank God. But oh, yeah, that's a good question. No, first of all, I'm very grateful to be where I am. I've been looking for my husband for a very long time, and the way it happened was so quick. We got engaged within 3.5 months, and I got married 3 months later. Like, it all happened very fast, and it was a little bit intense, but, I feel so blessed and happy to be where I am. So we'll start with that, and it's great to have that balance and structure and stability in my life with such an amazing person. And that helps me get through where it comes to me. So, no, and the thing is, with characters like Linda, where she's dealing with rejection, I've had my fair share of rejection. I've had my fair share of pain and heartache. So I don't want to like do that, the method acting, where they just like sit in the corner and think about past traumas and then bring it out. But also sometimes you shouldn't, I think you just think about and try to think about times where I felt rejected or I felt I wasn't heard. And I try to take that articulation and internalize that and bring it out. That's what I try to think of. I think of the injustice that I had in moments where I felt angry, and I try to bring that out. And also with the director also has great notes. Some days will be like, okay, you're shitty dad because at that person with your eyes right now. I want that. And then even because there are some days where you don't feel it.
Right.
And also,
so what do you do on those days when I don't feel it? Yeah, would you just like, hey, let's come back to the scene?
No, you don't. You don't time. Right. That's true. You're paid to do this job. Your job is to make things happen no matter what. So you gotta work with what you got. Sometimes, and then it's the same energy. Like you just use whatever energy you have that day. If you're feeling tired, because you most likely are tired, because you are most likely having 15-hour filming days back to back. So you're probably exhausted. So I'll use that exhaustion into my scene. Because sometimes emotional heartbreak or rejection isn't just sad and crying. It's sometimes you're just drained.
Right.
You feel defeated. It can be anger as well. When you're sad, you don't have to say, oh, I'm so sad. The text and the body language will do all the top with room. Also, a lot of times when we're angry and upset, we try to hide it. And that comes out with, gulps in your throat, tension, eyes starting everywhere, you know what I mean? It's all about observation and human behaviors. So I try to take whatever I have with me, what I'm feeling that day. And if I feel good, in a good mood, and be like, no, I'm supposed to be angry right now.
Right.
I'll try to use that energy and just, fight my being. I know. That's what an actor is. You have to be creative. You can't feel sad when you have to be sad. You know what I mean? You just work with what you got.
So, then I know, like, and how does that differ from stage? Because you said earlier that you thought you were going to make it on stage, or at least that's where your career would kind of center.
Well, I started off as a theater girl, and I think I'll always do theater girl part. Like, that was my background.
The biggest difference in this, like,
first,
both as in projection.
So different. First of all, the acting is so much more broad. Like, that's the most traditional things that most people will say, is that everything is more broad and big and loud and more expressive, versus in Canvas, the canvas gets very up close. So you don't have to show big expressions. Sometimes you can just see in the eyes what the person is feeling.
Right.
So it's a lot more subtle. Camera is much more subtle, and it doesn't have to be as big and as showy. And also, I think I think there's more slower pace. In theater, everything you have to tell a whole story within 2 hours.
Well, you still have to do that in a movie.
I know,
But that's done in the editing room.
yeah, it's done in the editing room. If you have time to break out the filming. In a show, you have one night. So there's a whole journey going with the storyline versus filming where you wake up and you're doing the scene, the second to last scene in the movie, and then day two, you work one scene from the middle of the movie. You know what I mean? You don't do a chronological work. Like tomorrow, I'm going back on set, and I'm only doing one of the first scenes of the movie.
So I feel like take yourself emotionally back in the storyline.
Yeah. No, but I always thought I was going to be a theater girl because that's what my heart was set to do. And I really struggled booking theater work in Israel after I graduated. And I've been auditioning for years and years. And I've gone to some things. I had some success, but people just, I don't know. I think people didn't like my accent or I didn't look Israeli enough. They seem to want to cast the same looking person every single time or some celebrity. That's how it is in the casting agency in Israel. And yeah. I mean, you got to work with what you got. And then, I don't know, I started booking work in commercials, and then which led to films, short films, indie films, feature films. And I think that I'm just running with it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just running with it. And you know what? When I look at my life, it just makes sense that I'd be a street actress. I don't know why. I can't explain it. Like, I'm really great on stage, but I remember when I was in my last semester in acting school in New York, even though we're all doing musical theater stuff, we had one class that was stage camera acting. And we're pretending to do commercial and scenes from different movies. And I remember this teacher took me aside at the end of the class and she said, listen, I'm sure you're great on stage, but I think you'll be even better in the camera. And I think you should invest in that. And that just stayed in the back of my mind for the years. And then I don't know, just one thing led to another. And it doesn't mean that I'm not a theater actress I am. You know what I mean? Just I'd have more success in the film world. And, you know, why limit that? Why limit that success? Be open to everything. Sure. It's a hard life anyways. It's a hard career. So why limit job opportunities?
Sure. Wow. I got me. I hate launder. No, I mean, meaning mine, this drawing is not turning out the way I want.
No, stop.
But I want everybody to know.
You had a great palette to work with.
I know. I want everybody to know that I'm not upset about it in the same way that you might expect. Like, it's the sort of thing where you kind of just have to say, all right, you know, to them to stop doing it. But we're going to do it and learn something.
Look, it's probably also just not that bad because sometimes as artists, we always are so hard on ourselves. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Maybe you look like Ronald McDonald. Just want you to know that.
Who's that?
You know, the clown from...
No! No, Rose. Really?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I was going to say, every artist is so hard on themselves. They always think that their work is crap, and then they realize, oh my God, it's...
I think I got off to a bad start, and then I told myself, oh, you know, just keep working it, and nope.
Guess we'll have to do
that. We'll have to do another one. Exactly. This is my excuse. That's how I do it. I say, I'll think you're really a crappy one.
It's okay. Well, look, I know I've seen you work before. We did before. How long ago?
It's been a while.
Like more than 6 months ago.
I mean, a
year ago even.
It's interesting because, yeah, you have to kind of, it's one of those muscles that if you don't practice it, the first one you do after a while is just not.
It's like working out. You got it. If you want to keep the muscles, you have to keep working out. Yeah. You have to keep stretching. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep getting yourself out of bed and off the couch to go work out. You have to keep that muscle memory strong.
Yeah, and
it's that bad.
It's that bad. It's that bad. I'm gonna keep doing it though.
I'm scared. I'm still. You never want me to the end.
Yeah, I know. You know what I do though is if I really don't like it, I'll make you a nice one later. So, you know, the other, I'm just making excuses now. There's like movement, doing it with a moving subject.
Oh, so it just is.
No, it's more fun when you're animated. I think that's what people want to see. People want to see you moving and talking.
Just talk back in 1990.
Oh, do that. That'll be your new character. That could be your new character. There you go.
Exactly.
Boy. Yeah. Oh, man. I'm like embarrassed now.
No.
Man, it's okay. It's fine. So back to you and these movies. What's next? Do you have a line?
I did have something. And I don't want to, nothing.
Not going to jinx it. Not going to jinx it.
No, that's not jinxing. It's just, I'm not ready to share it yet. World, you will see, you will find out soon. And I will say it's different from what I'm doing now. And it's very exciting.
I love that about the career that you've described right now, is that you seem to be doing something very different from one project to the next. Yeah. And that sounds really fun.
It is. No, it's so nice because I'm usually typecasted as a sweet little innocent girl. Yeah, no, I've also played older women, but I mean, if you look at me firsthand, you think I'm this 18-year-old kid. You know what I mean? But it's...
I think so.
Be surprised. No, I never gets... Look, age is subjective, I guess, right? But I mean, in the acting world, you can easily camouflage yourself with costumes and makeup. There's so much that costumes and makeup can do. So I played from 16-year-olds to 35-year-old businesswomen, but usually it's the young, I'm cutesy, sweet, innocent. And with this character, I feel a little more, I wouldn't say malicious. I think it's malicious. Not malicious, it's more mischievous.
Interesting.
Oh, that's too
interesting.
No, so I think it's very fun to be playing someone that's like a little more villainous. You know what I mean? To be a little more like everyone else will look at Linda and think, oh, she's a terrible person. But the way I see it, like if I need to bring Linda justice, I have to think that everything she's doing is justified.
I mean, not just that. Like, yeah, like, don't you have to empathize with her?
Exactly. No, because you can't. If you're playing, let's say, a bad person, you can't think, oh, they're doing it because they want to be bad. No.
Unless they really are.
No, but even the most bad person, every person, whatever action they do in their life, they do because they think it's justified.
Right.
Whether it's morally correct or wrong in the outside world. But everyone feels justified in the choices that they make. So if a bad person thinks that they're being justified by stealing, but their reason will be, be like, oh, I deserve it because that person did me wrong. You know what I mean? Even though on the outside would be like, oh, that's terrible what that person did, but that person's very correct. So you have to empathize with the character that you're playing. You have to be on that person's side. Now, I'm not saying I should go be a terrible person after the spell. No. Just once I'm in the clone.
Yeah, I mean, you can identify as a third party saying, like, what this person's doing.
Yeah, you have to emphasize the person's feeling. Like, why is this person acting the way that she is? She has reason. She didn't just wake up one day and chose violence. You know what I mean? She was hurt. She's hurt. She's angry. She's humiliated. People do things when they're feeling those intense emotions.
That's what people do. All around things.
Exactly. Nothing that happens past 2 a.m. So, yeah.
Some things are good.
Many cleaning.
Sure.
You know when you when you're like in the middle of the night, you're like, I should go to bed, and then you put on a playlist and you're like, maybe I should just like reorganize this room. And then you end up cleaning the entire room.
I don't think I've ever felt that way.
Okay, maybe not you, but like I know anyone who is watching this will identify because it's happened so many times. Be like, oh, I am so bored. Maybe I should just clean the house now. And you do. That's just me. I'll put music and just go off and do my own thing.
I appreciate that. It doesn't describe a life experience that I've had, but
good for you. What is it, baby?
I just stress eat or go to bed or My habits at 2 a.m. when I'm not feeling like sleeping are not good.
Again, and nothing good happens has to worry and I
That's say home. Man, that's funny. All right, I am. I'm gonna try and put an end to this.
watch the conversation with me.
No, the theming the conversation. Oh, it's fun with good company, and I'm really happy that you sat down anyway.
Me too. It's kind of nice to catch up. So much has changed and we last to each other.
Like a lot.
You're a dad.
I'm a dad.
You're a dad.
I know.
It's not though.
Thank you. Yeah, he's not my little. Yeah, for those who don't know, we call her hamburgers.
She's that little nugget.
Nuggets.
It's a little nugget Fanny.
So
I'm married. You're a dad. It's crazy what things are. Crazy how much can change in such short time.
let's grown ups.
We're such grown-ups.
Well, me. I'm a dad. I'm so shy.
No, I just turned 28 a few weeks ago, and I was thinking to myself, wait, I don't feel like an adult. Like I'm not. Like I like being younger because I can make mistakes and I'll be forgiven. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Yeah.
I can't bring, like the older I get, that means the less I can make mistakes, that no one will forgive me for them. You know what I mean?
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It, that that's like that's one of the scarier things, that everything you do matters. Like it mattered before, but not as much.
No, also like you mess up, you'll be like, oh, I'm very young over this, and now I'm married. We're like, oh,
Aren't you too old for this? The tone changes. When do you think that happens? Like on your 17th birthday, or like when does the tone change from you're young and impetuous to what you should know better?
I think definitely first of all, the moment you're married, that's for sure. Like, because up until now, no one, everyone's so old. Whenever I like, go to a family or friend for comfort, when I'm feeling down or stressed or overwhelmed, and be like, I don't want to do with my life. I don't want to do with what's happening. They'd always say, it's okay, you're young. You've got so much to ahead. And now that I'm married, suddenly it's like, well, what are you even think about these things now? You're gonna have kids one day. You got someone else to share. I think what it sums up to is that the moment you start sharing your life with someone, that's when the responsibility kicks in. Like the real responsibility. And youthful as it is, it's also scary. If anything, it's like, oh.
Is that a life experience that you were able to embody, do you think, before on stage? Or is that something that you kind of were almost pretending at? Like, this is what I think, this is my interpretation of that life.
Of married one?
Yeah, I guess. Like, did you play that sort of character before?
Not really, actually. I've always played, again, like a single businesswoman. I never really played a young mom. Right? I don't think that ever happened. You know what I mean? Like, I do feel like I don't want to. I hate when people really want to, like, suddenly put themselves on a pedestal and think they're better than everyone. Like, oh, you don't understand. Married life is so different. But in a sense, it is, because, again, you're choosing a life with a person. You have this weight of responsibility, which is not a bad thing.
No.
It's a beautiful thing.
That's great.
But you feel different. There is something different in the air. You feel different with the way you interact with people, the way you dress, the way you speak to others, the way you present.
Choices, your day-to-day decisions on how you're going to spend your time.
It is different, So it's not a bad thing. It's just it's just a lot to think about and process. And I think that's what this thing in Judaism called Shana Rishona, the first year, how it's super important that you build that relationship and how challenging it's going to be. And thank God, it's been great. Maybe I'm loving it. I'm loving married life. I've been waiting years for it. That's it. It is. But there is something to it where they're saying, you're changing your life. You're living with a person now. You are sharing your life, your responsibilities, and you really have to. It's a lot to process. And I think these last 4 months have been more to process than anything.
We prepared for it. Do you feel like it?
I mean, I was ready to get married since I was 21. So, like, Like I was aching to share with my life with someone for years. And
I sound like that.
no, we're on that. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, Lip is a little different. Linda and Lottie are two very different people. But
Can't wait to see.
it's very interesting. No, I think I definitely was ready for. I knew it was going to be different and challenging, but I didn't know how.
You didn't know how challenging it would be, or how the challenge would manifest.
Yeah, I didn't know how to challenge. Yeah, exactly. I didn't know how it manifests. I didn't know how it would look. I was ready for it. It's like when you're going into parenthood, I think. And I don't have a kid.
I can honestly tell you that, as like that is something that you kind of touched upon that earlier, where people are like, oh, you don't even know. And it's like, you don't. You really like it. And I'm not saying that to say that it's been
Condescending already.
yeah. Not at all. It's just that you don't understand the challenge. It's not that you're not ready for a challenge. It's not that
for the challenge. We don't know exactly how it's happening.
you don't know, and you don't know how it's going to be, because like, I don't know, like the things that you deal with your kid are going to be the same as 99.9% of other parents of their children, but that 1% difference is going to be a massive difference. Like, well, my kid doesn't do that. Like, I'll just give me a stupid example. Like, we're friends with Lauren Izzo, the wonderful Lauren Izzo, and she also had a newborn recently, Lenny, and like, we met Lenny, and yeah, she's like sleeping through the night, and she takes the pacifier, and she doesn't vomit on us every 5 seconds. Yeah, exactly. You're looking, you're like, wow, what is wrong with my baby? What? Because she does all of that stuff. She vomits on me constantly, and she just, and I, yeah, and we love her to death, and she's the best, and she's so funny. Yeah, and she's got she's 4 months old, and she's got a great sense of humor. It's just like very funny, and just like, I love her to death. But like, yeah, it's just really, really different.
Yeah, no, I think, yeah. So I think, to sum it up, yeah, I definitely was ready, but I didn't know what it would entail. I was game for it. And I think once I'm on the other side, I know I made the right choice.
Right.
Because the more days I spent with my husband, the more I'm relieved and happy knowing that I made the right choice.
It's wonderful.
No, it really is. I really hope everyone gets to experience that.
Yeah.
And so there's this relief of, oh, thank God. Thank you. But yeah, there were moments where I'm like, okay, wow. You also want to be, it also makes you want to be more, makes you want to be a better version of you. Like, I'm assuming, now that you're a father, you're like, okay, yeah, no, I need to be the best version of myself, for not just for me, but for my little, for my kid.
Correct.
Yes. So yeah, there is this weight of responsibility, but it's a beautiful thing.
It's wonderful. It really is. It's like, again, it just goes back. I keep thinking of what you said. Like, you don't know how it's going to be different. Yeah. You know that it will be different. Yeah. And you tell yourself you're prepared.
Yeah.
And then it hits you like a ton of bricks, and you're like, oh, okay. All right. So this is it. Okay. And I think it just took us a while, honestly, to realize that, the way we're going to spend our nights, the way we're going to spend our we're like, yeah, for sure. But then, a month after the birth, your friend says, hey, I'm having a party at this bar. And you're like, well, oh, okay. Nope. Not coming.
Yeah, I was telling my husband Ben, because we were living at Tel Aviv, we were living separately, and then we moved in and we got married, and we moved to Beit Shemesh just because rent was just getting ridiculously high, and it was just easier cheaper to live in Beit Shemesh, which is really nice, by the way. It's more quiet. Took an adjustment in a while to get used to it, but I remember telling them, remember this time last year, we would just go out every Thursday night drinking at bars with friends and parties. And now I'm just like, on a Thursday night, all I'm gonna do is just like stay at home with my husband. Maybe do some, maybe we'll do some tie dye and activity and watch TV, have wine. Like that's my ideal. Like let's just like hang out. You play a guitar, I'll do some painting. We'll hang out, cuddle. I don't know. Like that sounds so much more fun now.
It really does. That sounds great.
Now also it's winter, so you don't want to really go out. Like why do I want to go out to a bar?
I was a bit.
Go just find a bunch of people that don't care about it.
I was a bit of a homebody.
I would.
I feel like I like going out, but I don't. I like to do it a lot less than I like to stay home.
I'm such a big introvert, so I love going out. But now that like, I don't get so much FOMO anymore. I think it's because I found someone just to share everything with, so it's different. I don't feel like I'm missing out. If anything, I don't have FOMO. I have ROLO, relief of missing out. You know, or you call it JOMO, joy of missing out.
JOMO.
That should be a new thing where you just like went to my pastor's butt and you're like, let's get that hot tub rolling. Not hot tub, like, hot bath rolling. Get the netty on. Get the Netflix.
The netty.
The netty.
I thought neti pot, like, where you pour the water in your nose. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, it looks kind of like a teapot, but the spout is a different shape and it's designed to pour hot salt water in one nostril and out the other.
Is this sort of thing they did in college parties?
No, this is like a home remedy for sinus issues. Don't knock it till you try it. It's actually amazing. It sounds terrible, but
because it is terrible.
But it super works and it's actually great. Okay, this isn't that I thought it was gonna be. It's actually a lot better.
See, you said bullshit ass. I'm not. Sorry, I knew you were bullshit. Sorry.
I wasn't hashing.
No, you were. Because it's like, oh, it's so.
No, you're gonna look back at this. You're gonna look at this video later, and you're gonna get to the part in the video where I say, "Wow, this looks like a clown," and you're gonna say, "Wow, it really looks like a clown." Well, and then at the very end, it looks much less clown.
Oh, you done?
No, I'm just kind of adding little bits now. Now I'm just almost 2 more minutes.
Okay, cool. Wow, that's fast.
Was it?
Wow.
I wonder.
We wonder.
Actually, no. I don't even know how long it's been. What time is it? You have a watch? Or you just use your phone like I do?
I have a watch, but I don't wear it every day. It's like a really nice. I usually don't wear watches, but when I got married, my husband got me a really nice watch. He got it for me because he said, now you'll know that you're always late. No, but I just, because it has so much sense in it, I don't wear it every day. Do you know what I mean? Because if something happens to it? What if it gets lost? What if, you know what I mean? I like to wear it like on special occasions,
Right.
Like it's really, it's a beautiful watch and it's nice. So like, but yeah, I can. Oh well.
All right. Well, in any case, I'm almost done, and so
So excited.
I'm excited as well. I'm happy. I'm happier with it than I thought I was.
I knew you were.
No, I'm telling you. You're gonna look back at this one day and say, "Wow, how does any artist?" I think that's the thing too, is because it's like you said. The artist brain says, "Oh, I can do better than that," but you have to trust that it will get better than what it looks like at that
It's
point.
kind of the process.
Yeah, but also it can go terribly wrong.
Yeah, but when it goes terribly wrong, deep down.
What I just did, like what I just did to your face.
What did you do?
I put a black mark where it really did not belong.
Where like a Marilyn Monroe type?
Sort of.
I can actually see kind of the reflection from the TV.
And how's it looking?
I can see this much.
And
Looks good.
and
The girl's cool.
how'd you think? So
I want to see. He's still here. I don't know. Last time we did this, I had my hair curled, so it looked very different. Also, it was great. And then I feel like a whole different person for once.
It was good to come back to it then.
Yeah.
We should do one of these every couple of years.
Yeah. We should.
I mean,
Let's see.
ruined.
You ruined it.
Ruined.
Eric, you had one job.
I know. I'm just gonna sign it and be done. No, not one more thing.
Oh, and that's it?
That's it. Hey, everybody.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. That.
I know. So nervous.
Doesn't look so much like me.
I know.
But it's cool. It looks good. It looks good.
It was fun to do.
So yeah.
It's great. All right, then. Marni Woolf, Shamrock, Marni Town, actress extraordinaire. Check her out in Matchmaking,
Beholding Tovim.
Buckling Tovim, and soon in Spirited Spiritual Retreat. I keep thinking Spirited Away.
Wasn't that a horse film?
No.
Oh, with Tom Hanks?
No, Spirited Away in Studio Ghibli. Animated movie.
Yeah, how did the horse Spirited Away? No. Yes. Oh, the horse. No, but I was called Spirit. Well, this is really beautiful, though.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Yeah.